Good day, dear friends. In today's video, we are going to discuss the concept of Kula Devata. So basically, who or what is Kula Devata? What's the purpose of Kula Devata? The examples, the benefits, and if you don't know the Kula Devata, where do you start? Okay. So what is Kula Devata? Kula Devata literally means family or lineage deity. Okay. Kula means like family or lineage and deity. In olden days, and even as recent as like 40-50 years ago, certain, the families tend to have their own family professions. So Kula also comes to mean as profession. So the deity that is associated with the family can also be the deity that is associated with the profession related to the family. So we will discuss Kuladevata from both the contexts. So the purpose of Kuladevata, spiritually speaking, is the Kuladevata is that deity that who is connected with your family, and her or his purpose is to keep track of the family karma. And in Jyotish, we know that the three various types of karma that you have to account for. One is your individual karma, the another one is family karma, and the other one is the societal karma. So here it is, Kuladevata is related to your family karma, and she protects your family. Okay, so generations to generation, they pray to this Kuladevata. They create a relationship with the deity, and so they come up with some common rituals that the family members can follow, and so that helps protect the family is the concept. Okay, at the same time, because as I mentioned, families also tend to have a profession. Like there are a family of doctors, and then the next generation also become doctors, and the family of goldsmith, the next generation also learn the basic skill of goldsmith, blacksmith, etc. So this is the advantage from macroeconomic point of view also. By learning the one basic skill set, that is a broad practical livelihood from your family, you are guaranteed minimum livelihood. You don't have to depend on just the job only. Okay, a job is not necessarily the only means of livelihood, and this was ensured in Indian economy for thousands of years by families teaching their next generation at least one skill set. Okay, and there is an associated devata for that, for the profession. And sometimes family have separate different families in the same profession may have different kuladevatas in addition to their professional devata. Okay, now examples of professional devatas are like, for Brahmins. Brahmins means who are counselors, ministers, priests, etc. These days, we are not necessarily following the family lineage for professions. We are learning other skill set. So even if somebody who is not born in a Brahmin family can become a counselor or a minister or a priest, etc. For such professions, the Kuladevata is Gayatri Devi. Similarly, for those who are in trading, business, etc., the Kuladevata is Vasavi Mata from profession perspective. And for architects, engineers, sculptors, blacksmiths, etc., whoever is in construction related work, the Kuladevata is Vishwakarma. And for doctors or anyone who is in medical profession, or Ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy, Unani, Siddha, whatever the type of the medicine, and whether you're a medical counselor or a practitioner or a consultant or a nurse, or for all your medical professionals, your Kuladevata is Dhanvantari. And for Jyotish, it is Mahakali, because Kali takes care of Kala. Kala means conscious time. That means in Jyotish, we believe that time knows karma. Okay, time means not time, Kala. Kala is different from like conscious time. Okay, and Kali is the Kuladevata for that. And here are some examples. The first one is Vasavi Mata for Vaishyas. That means businessmen, traders. And again, you don't need to be born in that family lineage, because these days we are not necessarily following our family professions and we are learning different skill sets. So whatever is your current profession is, from your profession point of view, Vasavi Mata is the Kuladevata, and his Gayatri Devi, she looks like this. And I mentioned about Dhanvantari, and you can see that Dhanvantari is holding medical related profession book, Amrita Kalasha, that is the nectar, and leeches, etc. And that are the tools that are used in medical profession. And similarly, Vishwakarma holds the books and the tools needed in the construction. So this is symbolic representation of your profession, and by seeing your profession in a divinity form, you tend to respect your profession and make sure that the skill set is maintained in the society, so that there is a balanced and readily available work pool in the society, maintaining a macroeconomic stability. And that's how India was the richest country in before the invasions occurred. And as I mentioned, in addition to the professional devata, some family have their own additional lineage related devatas. This can be due to many reasons. For example, sometime in some families they face some trouble and they pray to one form of Shakti, and they get relief from the trouble, and they pass on that to their next generation. And then over the time, the generation after generation, they create a relationship with that deity, and that Shakti protects them, is the belief of Hinduism. And for example, some families of Tara is their Kula Devata, and some families have Bhairavi, etc. And okay, I hope I explained the two sides of Kula Devata, the profession side and the family lineage side. And as I mentioned, families tend to have the same profession, and in that case, profession and the Kula Deva, the family lineage, that Kula Devata is the same. And what are the social, professional, and spiritual benefits of praying to Kula Devata? And social is easy to understand, because as a family, you are praying to Kula Devata, so that you also tend to invite the extended family members who belong to your lineage. In India, it is usually seen through Gotra, that is like a same clan, okay? Like who is the Mula Purusha of your clan, that means who is the main for thousands of years, you actually maintain a family genetic history through this common concept called Gotra, okay? That is beyond the topic of this presentation, so I'm not going into there, but the Gotras have their own the Kula Devata. And so because when you are offering prayers to your Kula Devata, either at your current the temple or at home or in a common area, you are bringing all your family together, including extended family, and that creates a bond, and then common problems can be discussed and solved. And I also mentioned that, for professions, there are Kuladevatas. Think of this as like, like Dhanvantri has a temple. Dhanvantri is this for doctors, right? Or whoever is in medical profession. And for architects and construction workers, Vishwakarma. So by coming together in that temple, same profession people, think of it as like a modern day equivalent of professional organizations. By coming together, you can solve your professional problems, you can share your knowledge, etc. And then because you see divinity, and then you pray to that, you respect your profession, and you are not ashamed of your profession, okay? And also you are, in fact, you respect, and then you move on, and it is really very useful from professional perspective, because it is like a professional organization, complete with symbols, and how we have the iconography and logos and etc. For professional organization. These are the temples, and these are the kind of the representation, and the knowledge goes on from one to other. And then there is a spiritual practice. For example, what happens is sometimes some families tend to face similar problems, and they cannot explain why. In that case, what we, the astrologers, suggest is you pray to your Kuladevata. Like so, because as I mentioned, Kuladevata maintains the karma record book. So by praying to Kuladevata, if there is any if there is any accumulated karma that needed to be paid off by families, then you, by following these rituals and by praying to Kula Devata, you're kind of paying off, right? And then you're accumulating good karma. For example, sometimes somewhere in your ancestors, like, your great grandparents, they may have done something wrong to the village, or, they may have taken some money in a very unethical way, and that is a bad karma that is holding on to your family, and then you need to pay off by following this ritual, and by doing anadana in that you are kind of paying off. It's a good thing to do. So that is one way of looking at it. Or maybe your ancestors have done something great to the society, and by remembering those Kula Devatas, you're also practicing that ritual. So you're also all this non-profit doing good to the society, the social values, etc., giving back to the society, all these are built into this Kula Devata concept automatically, because by following your family lineage, you are ensuring that you are giving back to the society generation after that generation. And if you do something wrong, you are correcting it generation after generation. Sometimes the family wrongs are corrected by next generation, and sometimes good practices are followed by next generation. These are all this, and also it gives you peace of mind. And any unexplained problems, astrologers tell you to start with Kula Devata. Okay, and now the problem is, what if you don't know the Kula Devata, which is now has become a problem in the modern days. Suppose you are facing your professional related problems, right? And then you need solutions. You will definitely do logical and practical solutions, like upgrading your CV, joining professional organizations, talking to people, connecting on professional organizations, or talking to HR, whatnot. In addition to that, you want to do a spiritual remedy, you go to your Kuladevata temple and you do some rituals there, and there you will get the blessings of your patron, the devata associated with your profession, like Dhanvantari, Vishwakarma, etc. And that is a religious and spiritual remedy, and even practical remedy, because once you are at peace and you know that you are finding a solution from so many different angles, you are more likely to solve the problem. And suppose there are other issues, not professional issues, like, relationships, health, and all that. Talk to your elders and see if they know the Kula Devata. If they don't know the Kula Devata, then now try to find out what was your ancestral village, right? And where you are from, your lineage. And usually the Grama Devata, the deity associated with that village, usually villages have their own custom deities, right? In those villages, as I mentioned in my previous video, you can go and start that as your Kula Devata. And if you are not sure, that Kula Devata is not somebody who you are emotionally connecting, what I suggest is you go to an astrologer. What we do is, we see the horoscope, and there is some part in the horoscope called ninth bhava, which is the dharma bhava, the pitru bhava. That means by studying one part of your horoscope, by focusing on that particular part, we can actually analyze, and we can see what kind of grahas are working in, are responsible for your ancestral karma. And based on that graha, we can tell the associated Devi or Devata. For example, if we see, sun is protecting your ninth house, then we will tell you sun related Devata as your Kula Devata, and you start there. So I hope sometimes we take 3 to 4 charts from the same family, and we look for the common patterns, and that's another way of identifying who is a suitable Kula Devata for your family lineage. That also we do. So if you want to contact me for such consultation, you can contact me, because I also an astrologer in addition to Ayurveda practitioner. And my email is admin@vijayayurveda.com. So I hope the Kula Devata concept is clear to you, and I hope it was useful to you. Thank you.